June.
Right.
Man,
Well,
that's
use
something.
COVID and shortages and products. They'll use everything under the
Right,
sun.
I saw that.
Did it.
It's mine.
Is it working?
None of that will
Yeah.
cut any ice. Unfortunately, I don't have much of a remedy except to scream a lot.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
you know,
God, that's just what you want.
You know, it stinks for both of us, you know.
So big, I gotta push it back.
Some of the
Yeah,
shortages
yeah.
are legitimate.
When's his last day?
I couldn't
Friday.
special order shutters. I was
We having a party for him?
telling the mayor that, you know, it took us forever. 12 weeks.
I love
Yeah.
I had no control.
I'll leave that up to
Yeah.
public works.
Slate,
I'll leave that up
locks,
to the
handles for doors.
Yeah, they're kind of, or
Can't get 'em.
they're common name, common.
Get 'em.
There's a quick
Wow.
They should, they should just call
Well, we
you.
get an appropriate door, which is a
Call
an
the
upscale
mayor.
door. They're most likely.
People are giving them a hard time.
Yeah, I don't,
You can't get it.
He likes
I have not been informed that
Right.
there are shortages of
Well,
them.
they're not gonna tell you. They're not gonna tell you.
Yeah,
They're not gonna tell you until you bark.
well,
And then they'll start getting you.
bark.
So they can't get glass. Can't get the window.
I understand, but he was
Get the
still.
lumber. They don't wanna buy the lumber until the last day in the market.
yeah. Well, you see, in my case, all of this was supposed to be ordered back in October,
For your hat throwing.
so,
Would you tie your
Kevin, they love Kevin because he.
They order at they use
Right.
pro builders, I guarantee.
they tie my money.
Exactly.
They tie my money. That's right.
You can't be on
That's right.
the school board.
So we'll see.
and on
We'll see.
committee.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh, Janice is
it's a
on.
complicated framing job.
But it's a good thing that you're on top of it because they'll take advantage of the quiet.
Hey, Jill.
Right.
All right.
Unfortunately, good people get taken advantage of.
How's your
You gotta fight.
Yeah.
He's doing
Oh, I know
good.
that.
Yeah.
I know your name.
Everything's like,
Yeah.
don't come back or
Votes
anything.
for check.
Well, there was supposed to be a
good, yeah.
third lumber delivery
Thank God.
Yeah. And then he's looking at schools
yesterday.
and stuff too.
Yeah.
I was down there today.
He's pretty much done. He's applied and now
Yeah.
he just has to wait.
Yeah.
Where are
What's
you?
his like? What's his number one? Does he have a number
Yeah.
one?
I put all the
choice?
papers up there. He likes you to.
On my old lot, on my lot.
What he said,
I tore my house down,
Oh.
Depends what they offer him.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
tore it down in, torn down in October.
We have found that the price
So the framing is
I don't think it's cheaper than going
25% though.
like way cheaper.
At least you didn't have to put footings or anything.
She said women actually
No, pilings.
made it pretty
Pilings.
good off.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Oh, it was done. Pilings were
Yeah.
done
So, but,
Yep.
2 weeks before
then,
Christmas.
We're good whenever you get up there.
University of Delaware is another one. That's where his dad, that's where Dan.
Oh,
Well, the
Wait till it gets all the way up there.
June 1st was the
where'd Paula go?
theoretical
She went to
delivery.
Villanova.
Yeah. Excellent.
Well,
More than windows.
Is that what it said?
This is your first, and I like seeing excellent
I
connection.
didn't see.
Yeah,
where-
just building a new house.
My first best friend goes to Kentucky, and I don't even know how much it was,
Oh, okay.
before.
Slow. Very, very slow.
No one watching though.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
So this was just waiting to hear.
Good.
Yeah.
My
Call to order, please. Will everyone rise for the flag salute?
my old lot.
Pledge allegiance to the flag. Have the reading of the Sunshine Law, please.
Notice that this meeting was published in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act.
Okay, and we will have no new business after 11 p.m. Before we do the roll call, Mr. Kingsbury, you want to swear in?
Yes. New term?
May I have a roll call, please?
Mayor McLaughlin,
Here.
Mr. McKay,
Here.
Mrs. Gilmore,
Here.
Mr. Takochi,
Here.
Mrs. Kelly,
Here.
Mrs. Baggio,
Here.
Mrs. Tyndall,
Here.
Ms. Costco,
Here.
Mr. Krollpfeifer,
Here.
Mr. Bradley, Mrs. Conguglio, she's not online, right? And absent, and Mr. Murphy, absent.
Okay. The first order of business, Mr. and Mrs. Phelan, would you come to the podium, please? And face Mr. Kingsbury, our counselor, he'll swear you in.
I ask you to raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give tonight will be the truth, whole truth, and the truth of the
I swear.
Yes, sir, I swear.
Okay, how may we help you?
We are coming in front of you today to ask for a impervious coverage. We're over the limit, so, you know, was it bulk variance, I believe? Impervious coverage?
And you want to put an addition on your home, right?
Yes, two-story addition off the back of the house. We got two little girls, 2 and 8 months, and 2 years and 8 months, and then an 8-month-old. So we only have 2 bedrooms now, and we are definitely running out of space. On top of the fact that my wife has a special needs sister that probably in the upcoming 8 to 10 years, as her parents get older, that, you know, she will become our responsibility and we'll be taking care of her as well. So, you know, future proofing to some degree.
Okay, great. Now, you're on Creek Road, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And the present residence is 1 or 2 stories?
It's a
One.
ranch.
You're going to add in the back.
Yeah, so it's mostly the girls' room on the second floor. So, you know, it's kind of like a small second floor, you know, one that's part of what's on the back of the house there.
Okay. Did Mrs. Newcomb, did you want to walk us through these?
First, I also want to state that they are looking for a front yard setback
Oh, yeah,
Right.
that's
in regards to the front porch as well, besides the impervious coverage.
Yeah.
So, just to give you a little insight, this is one of the older homes in town. It's a 2-bedroom, as they just stated. Mr. and Mrs. Phelan would really like to stay here. We have had discussions over the past year about them possibly having to move out of town. So we got together and they came up with a plan, and they are in hopes that they are able to stay here. With that said, one of the reasons that I gave you the packet was to give you a little insight on the property. I don't know what the Phelans put in their packet. But the first page that you see here, this is the Google shot. The main reason that I put this in is that Mr. and Mrs. Phelan bought this house back in 2018, so they haven't been there that long. With that said, this shot goes back to 2002. And that driveway, which eats up most of their impervious coverage, has been there since then.
Okay.
So I wanted to give you folks a little insight that this was not created completely by them.
They inherited it.
That, yes. So, and then, I put in the packet a little bit of what it will look like structurally, architecturally, so that you have an idea of what you're looking to do.
Kathy, my math tells me this is a half-acre lot,
Yes, sir.
plus or minus,
Just under.
right?
And you're intending to leave the existing garage there, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah. To have it, so that way with the weather, with the girls, the garage that sits now is pretty much just a hobby spot for me. It just doesn't make sense to try to park in there and walk all the way to the house about, I don't know, it's probably like 50 feet spread. So it kind of like defeats the purpose of having a garage because you can get all wet and covered anyway. You know, and it's a lot to carry carting girls, and then once they start doing sports and everything else, it's just, you know, so it really comes down to convenience, you know, more than anything. You know, being able to have that ability to just be protected from the elements, you know, and safer, you know, too.
Just to let you know, this lot also backs up to the medical center area. It does have great slope to it as well. And the water dissipating off of this back property
Yeah, that's
has
a
a
photo.
long ways to go before it hits really any other properties.
Yeah, yeah. Is the old driveway going to wind up being covered at least in part by the new addition?
Yes, sir. Part of it will be encompassed by the new addition. Yes, sir.
So tell me approximately how much additional impervious cover you're going to have in addition to the old driveway?
Addition to where we're at now, I think it was somewhere around 10 more %.
Yeah, somewhere between about 10 and 12. We had also had their architect do up plans, and he did the impervious coverage on one of the pages.
Yeah.
What was existing versus what they are doing.
So some of the driveway's going to be dug up to put the foundation in for the addition,
Yes, sir.
and then you'll add another 10% of impervious cover with the new building.
Yes, sir.
And as far as I can see, the house doesn't have a porch right now?
No, there was just a small stoop that the previous owner then put a handicap ramp.
Right, so
So-
you're putting a small covered porch
Yes,
on the
sir.
front.
Yes,
And
sir.
then the ramp would come off.
Yeah, and then the ramp would come off. I think it protrudes up, I want to say about maybe 6 feet off the front of the house, somewhere around there. It's not too far. It's really just enough to put a rocking chair or two and be able to still walk past.
Right, okay, thank you.
And from this map that you gave us, or picture rather, it looks as if the porch that we're talking about is not going to extend substantially beyond the other houses along the street.
No, I think he has it so it's about centered with the house, and maybe it's 20 feet or so long, I'm sorry, to left or right, and then, like I said, I think it protrudes out the front around 6 feet. Somewhere in that, I'd have to, really examine the plans to know exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's about close to that range.
So they're asking for a 30.75 setback, or 35 is required. And if you take a look at the existing homes, they are sporadic in their setbacks.
Right.
So it's not something that would be sticking out compared to the rest of the neighborhood.
Yeah. I have to disclose, I was over there and I looked at them. That's why I knew the answers to the questions I'm asking you. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but in any event. Any board members have any questions? Any comments from our professionals?
The only comment Kathy already answered had to do with the runoff going off the back. It has considerable slope, so doesn't indicate that there's much of a problem.
Okay.
And then to answer your question about the coverage, it's about 15% increase.
Okay. Do we have anybody online?
Yes, there's one resident, Janice Ludden, is online.
Okay, I'm going to open public comments with the person online first. Any questions, comments? Any public comment in the back? Okay, hearing none, we'll close public comment. Anything else from any board members? Mrs. Newcomb, you've gone through this, thank you.
Just to let you know that I have been dealing with Mr. Phelan probably over this, I'd say 6 to 8 months, in going back and forth with design, setbacks, things such as that. So, it is nice to see if that the board were to grant this, that our young couples are looking to stay in town.
Okay.
So I guess you're in favor of this?
He said, I guess you're in favor of this.
Okay, we're at that point where we have to take some action.
So I'll make a motion that we grant the appropriate variances
I'll
for
second.
this application.
I'll second.
Okay, any questions on the motion? If not, roll call, please.
Mayor McLaughlin,
Yes.
Mrs. Tyndale,
Yes.
Mr. McKay,
Yes.
Mrs. Gilmore,
Yes.
Mr. Tricoci,
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly,
Yes.
Mrs. Baggio,
Yes.
Ms. Cosco,
Yes.
and Mr. Kroll Pfeiffer.
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much.
When are you planning to start on this? Waiting for the spring or what?
Probably. My job picks up considerably in the spring and then usually goes 6 days a week, could be 13, 14-hour days until like about 4th of July. So I'm hoping to kind of have all the ducks in a row. So when I kind of have a little more free time after the 4th, that then I can really start jamming away on things,
Okay.
As much as I can. I'm pretty capable. I really enjoy construction, building, hands-on things in general, cars, whatever it is. I really have a passion for it. So to me, I'm excited to do it myself. I have a professional who is going to assist when I need it. And then, he has connections with other professions, plumbing and electrical and stuff, when things start to get over my head or, I need resources for assistance. But as much as I can, because honestly, that's the only way I can even come close to hopefully being able to pay for it.
Okay, good. All right, well, good luck.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
again.
If you're
not starting till then, you don't need that.
okay, all right, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure. All right, thank you very
again.
much.
Thank you. Okay, Counselor Singer. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Jonas Singer, Wellesley Singer, appearing on behalf of the applicant, Station Road at Haddonfield LLC. I have one witness, Ernest Bozzi. Mr. Kingsbury will swear you in.
Sir, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give tonight will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Mr. Bozzi, you are affiliated with Station Road, is that correct?
Correct.
And the applicant has made application for a minor subdivision for property known as Lot 15, Block 65, commonly known as 2511 Martin Highway, in Township of Hainesport. And that application was, there was also a subdivision plan that was submitted in support of the application.
Yes, sir.
And from the zoning table and the use table, there are no variances that are being required, correct?
Correct.
And it's a minor subdivision to construct two homes on each of the two lots.
Yeah, one home on either lot.
And the existing improvements that exist on the lot, will those be demolished?
Correct, yes.
No further questions?
What does the existing structure look like? Just to refresh my recollection.
It's a old,
I heard candy store. It's very close to Warren Highway. It's clapperboard. We did have a
Okay,
environmental gentleman out there to go over it.
yeah. Got asbestos siding on it?
No.
No, you're lucky, good. Save you some.
yeah, we scanned it, there's no, we worried about tanks or something, there are no tanks,
Everything's
so.
It's
Yeah.
a block foundation with a stick-built frame.
Yeah, so you're just gonna level it, dig out the foundation, put up two houses.
Right.
They're gonna be the same, I guess the houses are gonna be, they look the same design,
Yes, well, a little different.
a little different each time.
Similar but different facade, we'll say.
Okay. Yep.
We've had some discussions, Mrs. Newcomb, relative to the size of the lot and the, or Mr. Singer, if you want to introduce it in terms of, there's no variance being requested because
Correct.
it complies.
The existing lot, pre-subdivision measures 15,000 square feet. Your zone requires 7,500 square feet per lot. We will meet all of the setback requirements, all the bulk requirements. I am in receipt of your engineer's review letter, and we will submit a plot plan, a grading plan, along with the request for building permit. And we note the issue of drainage, so we'll deal with that when we
Okay,
submit
could
the
we
plan.
talk about trees? Because I was at the property, and I know there's a lot of them behind the existing structure, and it looks as if practically all of them have to come down to build, am I right?
I think once we subdivide it, it's actually on the property line, so.
If it's on the property line, I'd like to try to maintain as many trees as we can, just for privacy purposes.
This house has sewer, or will
Public
have
water,
sewer.
public sewer.
Right.
Yes.
Have you given any consideration to street trees on New Jersey Avenue and Marne Highway?
That won't be a problem. Yeah. I'm not sure about Marne Highway.
I know we have the site triangle to be considered about.
Correct. But-
Would it be appropriate, could we ask you to coordinate this with our planner?
Sure.
Okay. Because he gets into this stuff for us, and,
Yeah, no,
all right. And I think the sidewalk is already there, correct? On New Jersey?
No.
No sidewalk.
No?
We don't have any sidewalks over there.
Is there curbing?
No.
No curbing. There's no requirement to put curbing in.
Okay.
Most of the heights does not have curbing in it.
Yeah, when you get in, I just thought that since this is kind of close to Marne Highway, maybe there was some curbing.
Well, obviously, they're gonna have to speak to the county
Yeah.
on this because it abuts it.
Right.
So the county can make them do on their side what they like. But on our street, I can't see there being any curbing since there is none literally in the heights.
Right.
It would look rather foolish, if I put a curb across two lots.
Yes. We only know, gosh, what the county will require of them, so
Okay.
that's a task in itself.
Are there any questions from the board? Professionals, any comments or questions?
Well, the comments that we have will get covered over when they do the building permit. We'll take care of we'll look into the trees, and we'll look into the grading, because the grading right now indicates that everything comes effectively from the corner of Marne Highway and New Jersey Avenue all the way to the opposite corner of the property. So based on the new impervious, we'll have to do some kind of infiltration trench along the property line to offset the runoff going on.
And I'm assuming that the reason that this, the dwelling property, number 1 on the map, is moved a little away from Marne Highway because you want to get away from Marne Highway.
Correct.
Rather than do 20 feet on each side, you're moving it in.
Correct.
Mr. Colfacker, I don't have the plan in front of me, but my question is, do they have the site triangle shown on that plan on the corner?
No, it is
No.
not.
Okay, that would be something that I would request on the plan to show that site triangle, just in case someone wants to do fencing or something like that there. I'd like to have that if possible.
That site triangle should be determined by the county, right?
Right.
Yes.
Well, I guess that raises the issue of whether, if the variance, or if the subdivision, I misspoke, if the subdivision is granted, whether a condition of that should be an upgraded site plan, taking into account a couple of these issues that we're talking about, like designating the site triangle, coordinating with the planner on any landscaping that needs to be done on the two properties, and coordinating with our engineer regarding any engineering issues that he sees, but primarily what we've discussed tonight, grading and drainage issues.
That will be in the resolution.
Yeah.
But those issues will be dealt with when we submit for our plot plan for their building permits,
Right.
individual lots.
Okay.
And we try to keep it so that you don't, well, nothing personal, but we don't want you to come back again. We want it done and let the professionals take care of it.
Appreciate that.
So, one more comment. The existing home is not going to require COA on it, but the new house will, so if I could get that into the resolution.
So there's a payment, there's a payment in lieu, there's a payment in lieu.
Sorry?
Payment in lieu required.
Well, right, correct. What's happening is, the COA is required everywhere now. So he's creating a new home. The original home has already been counted for. Once he takes that down, you don't get COA on that. But the new home that's being built, the secondary one, requires the COA fee, which is 1.5% of the assessed value.
Okay,
The existing structure qualified as a home for COA,
Right, you don't need COA. If you have an existing home and it's taken down.
but it qualifies as a home.
Correct.
All right. I thought it was used as a commercial type
I heard candy store,
candy store.
that's what I heard.
With a living apartment in the back.
You're not
It's
being
zoned
charged to
residential.
knock that
Yeah.
candy store down,
Okay.
so.
There's an apartment
was-
in the back.
It wasn't,
Yeah,
it wasn't
there you go.
residential.
Rumor has it.
It was a candy store and then residential,
Yeah.
yeah. It's in a residential zone. It's compliant.
Okay, I'm going to open it up to public comment. Anybody in the audience? Comments, questions? Somebody online have a comment?
There are 2 people online now.
Okay. We're open for public comments, folks. Hearing none, I'll close public comment. And anything else from any board members?
Well, I have a question, but it's sort of about that, but not, well, you said COA, so one property has this payment in lieu of taxes, and the other one
Well,
doesn't?
it's not
Is
in
that?
lieu of taxes.
Oh, what, explain it to me, so, just
So
educate
COA
me.
fee stands for Council on Affordable Housing. Back, I think it was in 2018 or 19, we adopted additional COA around the whole town.
Okay,
COA has always existed in this section of
Yeah.
town, but under state guidelines is that if the existing house is torn down, that's already been accounted for, so you can't charge them COA to rebuild in the same spot. But now he's adding an additional home, so you have to make him pay COA fee.
gotcha, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move to grant the subdivision, minor subdivision requested with the conditions that we've previously discussed.
Second.
Okay, any questions on the motion? Before we do, Mr. Kingsbury, you're good with what has to be in the resolution?
I have in the resolution, compliance with the engineer's pre-construction requirements, county approval, COA contribution to the extent that it's required, and street trees.
Coordination with the planner
With our planner, right?
on landscaping.
Is that,
That's fine.
okay, have a roll call, please?
Mr. McKay?
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mayor McLaughlin?
Yes, that means you cooperate with Scott or you wind up coming back, so.
How reasonable is
But I'll-
Scott?
I'll vote yes.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Jacochi?
Yes.
Mrs. Baggio?
Yes.
Mrs. Tyndall?
Yes.
Ms. Cosko?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Fine.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, next order of business. We have the minutes. I have to do the minutes in 2 motions, correct? Okay. Minutes for the December 1st, 2021 meeting. Need a motion and a second to accept them?
I'll make a motion, we approve 2022-05.
No,
Yeah.
we're on,
Meeting minutes. I'm
December
ahead of you.
1st.
See, I'm trying to believe.
that's okay.
6:30 meeting
I'll make a motion,
minutes.
we approve the minutes of,
Reorg.
yeah,
December 121.
yeah, and the reorg, yeah.
No, we got to do that
Oh,
separate.
we had to do it separate?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just do those, all right.
Okay, so we have a motion
Second.
and a second from Mrs. Kelly. Any questions on the motion? Roll call, please.
Mayor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. McKay?
Yes.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Jacochi?
Yes.
Mrs. Baggio?
Yes.
Ms. Tyndall?
Yes.
Ms. Cosko?
Yes.
And Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes. Now we need a motion and a second on the January 5th, 22 reorganization meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Roll call, please.
Mayor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Mrs. Tyndall?
Yes.
Mr. McKay?
Yes.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mrs. Baggio?
Yes.
Ms. Cosko?
Yes.
And Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes. Number 8, resolutions. We have one resolution, 2205. It's commonly referred to as the Nissan project. Need a motion and a second on that resolution?
05, Mr. Chairman, or?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
Yeah.
2106? Oh, okay. I see.
2205.
I see it. Okay, thank you, sorry.
That's okay.
Gonna go for it?
Yeah, I'll move to adopt the resolution as drafted.
Okay. I guess I'll second it.
All right, any questions on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. McKay?
Yes.
Mayor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mrs. Baggio?
Yes.
Mrs. Tyndall?
Yes.
Ms. Cosko?
Yes.
Mr. Colpfefer?
Yes. Under correspondence, we have 3 items of correspondence. I need a motion and second to accept the correspondence, please.
I make a motion that we accept the file correspondence.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mrs. Tyndall?
Yes.
Mayor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Mr. McKay?
Yes.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Tricoci?
Yes.
Mrs. Baggio?
Yes.
Ms. Cosko?
Yes.
Mr. Colpfefer?
Yes. Professional comments. Mrs. Newcomb, yeah.
So just to give you an update on a couple more projects that are going on, in case there's anyone questioning. I had a pre-con meeting yesterday with Blue Water for the warehouse on the corner of Warren and the bypass. So I just wanted to let you know, you're probably going to see some activity within the next month or two. In case you're wondering where that's at, and Bobcat, which I'm sure everyone is wondering why it's at a standstill. We had another meeting with them today, my inspectors, because there were some issues from some of their subcodes that were not getting resolved, so we called a meeting on them. We are in hopes probably in the next 2 weeks you should see a lot more going on now, since we seem to hopefully have it resolved.
Okay, thank you. Any other professional comments?
No.
No? Okay,
I have a board comment, Warren.
we're getting there.
Okay, we can get there.
We're there.
That's what I thought. Kathy Newcomb, I heard that the new warehouse on Lawrence Boulevard is well on its way to being rented? Is there any truth to that we know of?
So it is rented.
It is rented.
It is rented to one tenant. It is a very low-key operation right now until they make a decision whether they want to upgrade their fire suppression system or the racking system with a fire suppression system in it. You're looking at least a $1.9 million upgrade for them to do that. So the tenant hasn't decided if they're going to do that or not. The reason is that the type of use that you have in a building, the engineer, the suppression engineer, has to approve what will be in that building, all kinds of different materials. The suppression system that's in there now will not suffice for what the product that they want to put in there. So they're going back and forth with the new owner of it, of what's going to happen.
We're going to put it in rack storage or something like that?
Right, it's an amazing building when you go inside. The racking system is phenomenal. The issue is that the tenant wants the highest hazard use, and the suppression system is not set up to handle it.
Right. What are they storing in the building?
So they are basically, I don't know how to put this. They take products from Amazon, Chewy, all these other different companies, and they process them out and send them. The products that they wanted in there were chairs, foam chairs, office equipment, which is a very high hazard.
Polyurethane foam.
We had to make them remove them, myself and the
Sure.
fire official and the construction official had to make them remove those items. So now they're doing just pretty low-key things that are not considered highly flammable.
Right.
It's a plethora of items, there's
It's a
not one
cross-docking
thing.
facility, right?
I'm sorry?
I think it's a cross-docking facility,
Yes,
so they ship in and then they ship out.
right. There's really not a lot of traffic, I mean, they're doing business in there, but it's not as intense right now, if it will ever be, that people initially thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, I expected to see a line of 40-foot trailers and I don't see it.
Well,
It's coming.
Coming, okay.
I mean, we hope that it does grow for their sake. We all want to see commerce stay and, you know, and we don't have an empty building. But that's up to the tenant and the new owners.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have you seen anything yet on that property on Creek Road, the one where it was
It's already sold.
rezoned, affordable housing? Any word on,
I'm not aware of anything yet, no.
because I remember they're saying that they would try to set up a meeting,
Yeah, well, that's.
a public meeting sometime in January. Obviously, that didn't happen.
Yeah, I have nothing yet.
Okay, any other board
They
comments?
have an appropriate suppression system, isn't that?
Yes, if I can address the one piece of correspondence
Yes, you may.
that I had sent to Ms. Tiver with regards to our stormwater permit. One of the things, so we have a compliance review right before we have to renew this 5-year general stormwater permit, and one of the items that we need to address is the annual education of the Joint Land Use Board, who is tasked with reviewing, obviously, some stormwater issues among the plans that we review. But there is a training opportunity on NJDEP's website that the inspector specifically cited. It's a 45-minute online training. I believe some of the members did it. We had to do it like 4 years ago.
I remember it.
So you don't have to redo that one every year, but an additional requirement for members who have taken that is to do some type of review training each year, and there are like 10, 15-minute training videos on the DEP's website. So I included a snapshot of the DEP's site to show you where you can go online and access their stormwater training. But if you could please take some time out of your day and do that so that we are in compliance with our MS4 permit, I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm hoping that you guys can do whatever training level that you're at. If you're a new board member from 4 years ago, I think, Mr. Takoshi, that would include you. If you could take the 45-minute course, and if everyone else could just take a quick reviewer course. You could even go on the Township's GIF site, the Borough Code GIF site, they have stormwater training there, or you can access the DEP site, it's like 15 minutes. It's just a refresher on stormwater regulations. And then if next month I can get confirmation from you guys and we can put it in the minutes, so that we can show Ms. Cole that we are compliant with that. One of thousands of areas that we need to be in compliance for, it feels like. But I have to
You need
renew
all
that
of us?
permit.
Do you need all of us?
Yes, if everyone can at least do the training. Mr. McKay, I believe
I've done it.
you've been here forever, so I'm sure you've done it.
No, I've done it. I remember doing it last time. But I got to do a refresher.
Just a refresher, like a
Yeah.
10, 15-minute.
I did it. so-
I'm sorry, I'm fumbling through my packet.
So it's
Correspondence.
It's
behind
correspondence.
the correspondence. Turn it, flip it all the way over.
I
No.
can't read the,
Flip it.
Ah,
There you go.
It's pretty
could you
hard
put
to-
it in
it's hard to
smaller
read.
print?
Right. Trying to conserve paper. I can certainly email it to you. with
Could
the
you
link.
email it to me,
Can you
please?
Sure.
do it?
That
I'll
would be
email it
nice.
to all of you and I'll embed the links in the email.
Okay, perfect. That would be
That
lovely.
would be
you.
great.
Gotta
Thank
make it
you.
simple.
Do I need to take the first course?
Yes.
Refresher?
No.
Okay.
Next year you gotta take
Okay.
the refresher, please.
All right.
Just if you could take the first course.
Yeah.
The first course,
Yeah.
yes. So I'll email everyone
Of course, I don't remember.
with the links. Thank you so much.
Okay, I just have one comment and like an update on what Mrs. Newcomb was talking about, but just out of town. I guess everybody on the board has seen the construction start past Fostertown Road.
Right.
Yes.
They started grading and, you seen it?
Yep.
Where was it?
On Route 38.
38.
Oh,
Yeah, just, before the ShopRite and the bank and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's on the eastbound lane.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and down, and then.
And-
Down Fostertown.
Our next meeting is same date almost, it's March 2nd, Wednesday, right? Okay, any public comments? Nothing, okay. Folks online,
There are two members online.
any comments, public? Anything on any subject germane to the Joint Land Use Board? Hearing none, I'll close public comments.
If you don't mind, on the phone numbers, that's my wife's phone number, and she won't pick the phone up, so you want to take mine, it's,
Well, don't say it out loud, please.
it doesn't matter, it's on my Facebook page, it's everything.
What?
So,
On
I don't
this,
mind, it's 609-410-5508. 410-5508.
Mine's also wrong.
Might as well check mine
Mine is
for
not
accuracy,
correct
too.
either.
oh, all right,
Yeah, it does,
same from last year.
Okay,
Oh, we got rid of our landline.
Huh?
And that was the landline.
Oh, okay.
So we got rid of that.
Well, just, yeah, give it to me and I'll resend it to everybody.
I know this will upset everybody, but can we have a motion for adjournment?
I will motion.
second.
And there won't be any questions on that one, so we're done. Make it official. Thank you.
Hey, Paula, Kathy, Kath, have you heard anything about that site, or what they're gonna be,
Huh?
that they're clearing? I know it's
No,
not
you
Laurel.
can keep it.
You know what they're gonna be building there?
Get in your
Yeah,
address book.
I'll keep
I
it.
mean, I've seen the sign, it's like combination.
All right, guys.
Just call 8.
Thank you all.
That's why I like